Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks for popping by. Let me get things started here. Gonna do a little card making today. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for popping by. Let me see there. Okay. So, happy early Christmas, everybody. I just want to say hello for the holidays and thanks for popping by. I know the time is busy this time of the year. So we're going to do a thank you card. So this is some of the paper from the Sale-A-Bration. It's the Friendly Hello. It comes with a matching stamp set. But I did something a little different with it. I used the DSP that came with that stamp set. And I'm using the Art in Blooms hybrid bundle. So this is an embossing folder with die cuts and a stamp. So all together. So this is for... definitely more of an advanced stamper, but I'm going to show you how to use it and hopefully you'll enjoy it. All right, so first things first. Oh, hey Mary, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. So this is our card. Thanks for making me happy. So this is a nice spring card, just blank on the inside, great to just send to a friend or somebody that's having, that did a little something for you. So there's the card. Let's get started. Okay, so all the dimensions are going to be on my blog tomorrow, so definitely check that out. I did a little stamping and die cutting early, but I'm still going to kind of show you what to do. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Stamparatus, and I have this lined up for the envelope, but you place your basic white cardstock in there and line it up and stamp it with just some black Memento ink to start out. So this stamp set is 3 flowers all clustered in one. You can cut them apart, but I wouldn't advise that unless you have a second stamp set, just because we want to be able to use that embossing folder and the die cut with it. So I'm going to take some petal pink and take that, and we're going to line this up. So this is just a shadow to fill in, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty close. So there's that petal pink, and I'm just matching up my colors with this DSP from the Friendly Hello. It's going to be available January the 4th as a free item. I think it's a $100 item because you get the DSP and the stamp set. If you're interested, let me know. I can get you hooked up with some catalogs. Just shout out at my email. So there's some Highland Heather. Close that up, and then we're going to finish it off with the Pool Party. All right, so I kind of just line my stamps up and make sure I have them set up. All right, there we go. All right, we'll get those out of the way because we don't really need those right now. And we are going to use this hybrid embossing folder. So these are kind of groovy because you've got the die cut that fits inside the embossing folder. Now, if you're really careful, you can snap it. It doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. You can just snap it in place, and that way it's kind of set. So what I do is I place my stamped item, and then I flip it this way, very carefully. So then I'm going to pull this up gently with it to try to get the paper to move without moving the dies. And just line it up. Hold it pretty tight, just enough to wiggle that paper around. And you'll see that you can maneuver it just right, so that the black lines are fitting in between the die cut space. Oh, look at that. There it goes. So that's pretty much perfect. I'm going to hold this sandwich pretty tight, take it to my cut and emboss machine, and run it through while holding it and not moving it. Don't be alarmed if it shifts because it's going to until you get a hang of it. So I've already done that. So... hey, Amy, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, so let's do a little adhering here. So like I said, I've got this Friendly Hello DSP. Greatest thing about this is the colors and the fact that it's free with that qualifying purchase. So I've got quite a stack of this already and I'm enjoying it a lot. All right. So I'm going to line this up with some basic black. As I said earlier, my dimensions are going to be on my blog. So I've got that. And then I stamped the sentiment right from the Art in Bloom stamp set. And I did that in the with the Mentos black ink. Set that aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these flowers, and I don't know if you can tell, but these are, I mean, they're gorgeously embossed. So these add a lot of dimension, so you don't really need anything but liquid glue and maybe a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals to pop them up and make them gorgeous. So let's just arrange these flowers kind of how I want them in this cluster. So we'll do something a little bit different this time. Yeah, I kind of like this. So I'm going to set these up like this. And what I do is I just flip them over after I decide where I'm going to put things. I'm going to add a little bit of this multi-purpose liquid adhesive. Set it kind of in the center. Then we'll add this one. I think I'm going to layer that below a little bit. Yeah, I like that. And just remember that there's no right and wrong way of doing this. Just do it however you feel is working for you. And you may have to change it around. That's okay. All right. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining me. All right, so we'll set that back. I have a small strip of DSP that I'm just going to line up just a little bit of liquid adhesive, not a lot. And then I may use my tweezers for this, just to make sure that it lines up well. There we go. Kind of adhere that down. I'm going to take a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. Oop, that shifted. There we go. I'm going to add these to the end. That way we get a little bit of dimension with that sentiment bar. Set that there. Get rid of these. All right, I'm going to use those again just to find a perfect placement. There we go. I like it like there. All right, so let's add a little leaves just so that they're going to peek out to add a little bit more color. Let's see here. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to find the perfect placement for these before I adhere them. There we go. I like the two together. All right. Flip that around. We've got that liquid adhesive here. Pop this there. There we go. And then this last one. So that's pretty much it for the front card of the front of the card. With the embossing, you don't really need a whole lot. It just does it for you. I've got a piece of fresh freesia that I've scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to burnish this and make it look nice. I'm going to add that liquid adhesive on the back. And as I say all the time, less is more. I used to get some terrible warping till I discovered that I was just using way, way, way too much. All right. Make sure you've got a nice, pretty edge on each side. There we go. For the inside, we're just going to add just a plain piece of basic white, a panel of basic white that I added just a little bit of DSP because we can't have it just completely clean in there. Got to do a little bit of something. And so with these thinner strips, I like to bring those out just a little bit so you have just like a border right there in the middle. All right. We'll add this inside panel and then we'll move on to the envelope. All right, line that up. Make sure we've got nice clean borders all the way around. And there we go. That's how simple the card was. So the only thing we have left really is the envelope. And what I'm going to do is take a black Mementos pad. And I'm just going to ink up this one flower that I've got lined up here. Take that down. There we go. Now let's see what color I had that matching flower. Oh, I think it's Fresh Fuchsia. Yep. Or no, Island Other. Island Other is what I'm doing. Alright, ink that up one last time. Line it up as close as you can get it. Perfect. And then we'll finish up with the end side. Alright, a little bit of liquid adhesive. So I put my fingers at the top with this strip of DSP that I'm adhering on. That means that it's going to get right to the edge and seal it as well as possible. All right, take my paper snips and cut right around. So you're going to start seeing a lot more springtime cards with the new mini catalog coming out. As Christmas is coming to a close for all of us, I'm really enjoying getting this new stuff out. So remember, it comes out January the 4th. So this is our card with the Art in Bloom set. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a Merry Christmas and have a great day. We'll see ya.